Hello, and welcome to RuPaul's Drag Race Rejudged, where today I will be taking a look at how Season 17 would have played out if Onya Nurve didn't participate. The topic for today's video doesn't really require much setup, but the one format change that I want to make everyone aware of beforehand is the premieres. On the original season, there were top 2s for each challenge, and then a collective bottom 2 where Hormona lost the lip sync and was saved by the dunk tank. Since production is now down a queen and has to fill a 16-episode order for the season, the first 2 episodes are going to be the regular Rate a Queen non-elimination premieres like on Season 16. Starting on episode 3, there will be 2 queens saved by the dunk tank. Please trust my judgment that this is the most accurate way of conducting the season. I will also make note now that this is my best guess of how production would have done things. I will be doing my best to mimic what production would have done, but historically I've not been great at that. With that out of the way, episode 1 is the talent show. On the original season, Onya Nurve was in group 2, so there is going to be very little change to the judging. The top 2 are still going to be Jules and Susie, with Susie winning. Ariete and Lucky are still going to be high. Joella and Lydia are still going to be safe, and then Acacia Forgot will be moved from bottom 2 to safe, and we can move on to episode 2. Since Onya wasn't in the top, and a single queen can only make marginal changes to the Rate a Queen results, there is once again very little change. The top 2 are still going to be Lexi Love and Crystal Envy, with Lexi getting the win. Lana and Sam are still going to be high, Corey King is going to be safe, and Hormona Lisa will be moved from bottom 2 to safe. We are now able to move on to the elimination portion of the season, where we will actually see changes in the judging. Episode 3 is the Monopulence Design Challenge, where Onya originally placed high. Since she is not here, we have to bump one of the safe queens up to high, and I think her placement will go to Crystal Envy. I am fully aware that I might be biased towards Crystal, but in my defense, despite placing 12th out of 13 in the fan vote at the time the episode aired, over 20% of people voted her into the top for this episode. Ariete wins, with Sam and Crystal as high, Corey is low, and then Joella sends home lucky stars. Episode 4 is the singing challenge, where Onya originally won. I had originally wanted to just cut this challenge, but since I'm going from production's perspective, I am bound to 16 episodes, so I'm just gonna bump a bunch of queens up a slot. The original high queens for this episode were Susie Toot and Crystal Envy. At the time of the season airing, I felt they were roughly even. Having gone back and watched the challenge though, they were absolutely even. The argument for Crystal is that she was able to steal the show as a tumbleweed, she was very funny, and she was the strongest on the runway. The argument for Susie is that she did an all-around great job this week and was well liked by production, meaning that she could be an early winner pick for them that they might want to prop up. In the end though, I think production is going to give this win to Crystal, since Susie has a win already. The final high queen rounding out the top is going to be Hormona Lisa, who was 4th in the voting and personally liked by Ru. Outside of that, Ariete is low, and Corey King sends home Joella. Episode 5 is the acting challenge, where Onya originally placed high, so I will once again be bumping a few queens up a placement. Susie Toot gets her second win, just like on the original season. Hormona is now high. Hormona Lisa is once again high, and then the second high placement I think goes to Acacia. She was great in the original challenge, and only lost the fan vote for being in the top this episode by 1%. For the bottom queens, Sam's star is low, with Lydia and Ariete in the bottom. Lydia wins the lip sync, and Ariete becomes the first queen to be saved by the dunk tank. Next is episode 6, which is the ball, where Onya originally placed safe. Since we have the exact same queens as before, Ariete gets the win with Crystal and Sam is high, Acacia is low, with Lana sending home Hormona. Now is the point where things start to get interesting, as we now have to change the challenge order. Since Onya Nurve is no longer here, we are at the final 10 one episode early, meaning that in this timeline, episode 7 is going to have to be the rusical, and then episode 8 is going to be the snatch game. On the original season, Onya placed high in the rusical as Harlem Dorothy, but her not being here means the entire rusical will have to be recast. As talented as Crystal Envy is, I think there are some pretty significant issues with her playing the role of Harlem Dorothy, so with that in mind, this is how the rusical will be recast. Susie is going to be the Green Witch, Sam is going to be the Share Witch, and Jules is going to be the Good Witch. The trio roles are once again going to go to Ariete, Lana, and Lexi. The Flying Monkeys will be played by Lydia and now Crystal, Kansas Dorothy will be Acacia, and Harlem Dorothy will have to be Corey. If you go back and watch the episode, she wanted a bigger rusical role on the original season, and her and Lana are the only black queens left in this cast who are capable of playing the role without causing a massive controversy for literally no reason. With all of this in mind, Sam Star will once again get the win, this time with just Susie and Jules in the top. while the bottom queens are going to be Crystal, who got a bad role, Acacia, who didn't do a great job, and Corey, who I unfortunately just don't see excelling in this role. Regardless of who ends up in the bottom with her, Acacia is almost definitely going home, but I think that Crystal having a much better runway than Corey will save her, so Corey will once again send home Acacia. Episode 8 is now the Snatch game, which was already pretty weak to begin with outside of Onya, so with her gone, this is going to be a complete disaster. Jules gets her first win of the season. Outside of that, Lexi and Sam are going to keep their high placements, although I still don't see how Lexi got one to begin with. Since we have the exact same group minus Acacia, the bottom 3 will stay Ariete as low, with Lana somehow sending home Crystal in an even more shocking elimination. This episode was poorly received to begin with, so I'm scared to imagine how it would have gone without Onya knocking it out of the park. Episode 9 is the Betsy Johnson Design Challenge, where Onya originally placed low. Since she is no longer here, Sam, Lana, or Susie has to get bumped down from safe. Sam did the best in the challenge, so it's not going to be her, which leaves us with Susie and Lana. I went back and forth on this a lot, but I think I'm going to put Susie as low. Lana was just in the bottom, and since with Onya gone, Susie is now a contender in production's eyes for winning the season, she has to have a moment of weakness and vulnerability somehow, even if it's forced. Outside of this, Jules wins with Lexi and Ariete is high, and then Lydia sends home Corey. Episode 10 is the roast, where Onya was originally safe, meaning that my job here is really easy. Lydia still wins with Lana and Sam as high, Susie is now critiqued on the stage but still ends up as safe, Lexi is low, and then Jules sends home Ariete. Episode 11 was originally the Ross Matthews versus the Ducks acting challenge, but since the duo dancing comedy challenge can only be done at final 6, we will have to swap those episodes around. Since Onya isn't here and Lydia is, the new pairs are going to be Jules Sparkles and Lexi Love, Susie Toot and Lydia Collins, and Sam Starr and Lana Jarre. Jules was one of the stronger dancers in this challenge, and Lexi did all around great, so their team gets the win. The middle team will be Susie, who gets generally high critiques, and Lydia, who gets generally low critiques, but since this is a team challenge, they balance out to safe. The bottom 2 for the episode are once again Sam and Lana, who lip-sync to Illusion. Since we need one more non-elimination this season, Lana Jarre is going to win the lip-sync in a massive upset, and Sam Starr is the second queen saved by the Badonka Dunk Tank. You didn't think I forgot about it, did you? Because I certainly didn't. Episode 12 is now the acting challenge, which Onya originally won. With Onya out of the picture, Susie Toot gets the win, as she had arguably the best runway of the week and was a clear second in the challenge. The other high placements are going to go to Lexi and Sam, who were both high originally. The bottom 3 will once again stay the same, with Jules Sparkles as low and Lana sending home Lydia to Unholy. Episode 13 is the makeover, where Onya was originally bottom 2. Lana Jarre's unaired look for the makeover was really good, and if the season were judged fairly, she would probably be in the top this week. Unfortunately for Lana though, this is how the season would have gone if production judged it without Onya. Sam gets the win with Susie as high, Lexi Love is low, leaving us with a bottom 2 of Lana and Jules. As good as Lana's looks were, this is the makeover where production can and will get rid of you for anything, and she has been in the bottom 4 times. Michelle would probably say it's too costumey or something, RuPaul would probably say something about how it's not being branded well enough to her. I don't really know, but Jules and Lana lip sync here, and Lana is eliminated in 5th place. The next challenge is going to be the Final 4 branding/headlining challenge, where Onya was originally high. Jules will get the win, with Lexi Love getting bumped from low to high, and a bottom 2 of Sam and Susie. If we're going for Final 4 like on the original season, the incredibly close lip sync to Love Child would be a double save, but I don't think that's what production does. The next episode has to be the Lollapalooza, which requires 10 queens, and the only way to get that is to send home either Susie or Sam, so I will be looking at both timelines. In Timeline A, Susie is eliminated just like on the original season. The Lollapalooza is made up of the exact same queens, and Susie wins the final lip sync against Corey King. Then in the finale, Jules has 4 wins and 2 bottoms, Lexi has 2 wins and no bottoms, and Sam has 3 wins and 2 bottoms. Regardless of which combination of them makes it to the end, I am fairly confident that Jules wins through both fan support and having the backing of production. Moving on to Timeline B, since production wants this finale to be as competitive as possible, Sam is eliminated since Susie is production's pick to win. Sam takes Susie's place in the Lollapalooza, she beats Joella in the first round, she beats Lucky in the second round by default, and then loses the final lip sync to Corey King. Looking at the finale, Jules has 4 wins and 2 bottoms, Lexi has 2 wins and no bottoms, and Susie has 3 wins and 1 bottom. The final 2 here are almost definitely Jules and Susie, although I could see them moving all 3 queens on. I kind of feel like Susie takes this. She has massive fan support, her final runway was great, she has proven to be a great lip syncer, and I think that with Onya not there, she is now production's choice to win. In summary, Onya did really well on the season, and it really doesn't flow as well without her. If she had not competed or had to withdraw from the season in the beginning, I am very confident in saying the winner is either going to be Jules or Susie. You can let me know in the comments which one you think it would be, but I am very much leaning Susie. Do you want non-Emmy nominated gay shit? Well then you should check out the RuPaul's Drag Race Rejudged YouTube channel and hit subscribe.